ILLIT Wonhee said what about Twice? But were we too harsh on Jennie? Katseye Manon isn't going anywhere. Protest trucks and so much more in today's episode of Totally Legit K-pop News with me, Angelina. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. And without further ado, let's get into today's video. ILLIT Wonhee is receiving backlash for what she said about Twice. Now, this is going to shock you. Obviously, I'm kidding. This is a case of mistranslation. Essentially, people thought she said, in my opinion, when it comes to the most popular girl group, it's always been Twice, which of course led to a lot of backlash. Like, it got really bad. But from there, fans started pointing out that there was a mistranslation. The phrasing wasn't quite right. That in reality, she was saying, in my opinion, when I think of K-pop girl groups, the first group that comes to mind is Twice. Wonhee was just expressing her SBS? Oh my gosh, never mind. I made a short about this, so let's read some comments. Mistranslation or not, she said absolutely nothing to warrant hate at all, but people who get hate rarely do. I like pancakes, so you hate waffles type? Both the misheard statement and the actual statement are true. There is no reason for that kind of backlash. Twice has been a group for 10 years and has done 6 world tours. That's a popular group if I've ever seen one. Saying that's the most popular girl group is not a crime. I kind of don't see anything wrong with the mistranslation. I mean, it's her opinion. You know, I was seeing comments that are actually like, so we're gonna trash people for their opinions now. Have we been living on the same internet here? Because that's kind of been a thing for a while, I fear. I used to fear. I mean, of course, when it comes to K-pop, saying that like who the most popular group is, it's K-pop shocking, I'm not gonna lie. Like when I first saw the mistranslation, I was like, oh no. And that's not to say she doesn't have a right to her opinion. I just, you know, from far objectively, can basically predict a scandal from a mile away. It's a talent that took a lot of personal experiences to develop. But I digress. Stop it. But now there's definitely a lot of people defending her, saying, you know, she's allowed to have an opinion. If she thinks Twice is the most popular group, good for her. But with all that, of course, let me know your thoughts. And this actually brings us to a mini related story. This story is related in the sense that on the internet, a lot of times, you know, like the comment we read, if someone says, I like pancakes, someone will be like, so you hate waffles. Like you infer things from someone's comments that they never said themselves. So if you think Twice is the most popular group in your opinion, it must mean that you think every other group is horrible, terrible, you hate them, so on and so forth. So with this, it seems that some fans thought that Hoshi was shading BTS. And this is because he liked this post that says, never forget 17 performance hit on 2019 Mama right after they lost the Best Dance Performance Award. So I'm assuming because it's 17, they're dancing perfectly in sync all together. So like the implication being that they're such amazing dancers, I can't believe they lost Best Dance Performance. But you know who did win Best Dance Performance in 2019 Mama? BTS. One thing about BTS, you won't see them bitter towards any K-pop group. So much for that friendship multis keep going on about. I just burst out laughing. So yes, on one hand, you had people thinking that he was shading BTS, but then on the other hand, you had people saying that he was just appreciating their performance. 17s, of course. When did Hoshi even shade that group? The post was obviously being shady towards Mama and mainly highlighting their amazing performance. This whole situation is so messy because I know for a fact Hoshi didn't have any bad intentions in mind with liking that reel, but you lovely individuals had to turn it against him and project whatever hatred you had for another group, and now he's the one catching heat. How is it shading when BTS wasn't even mentioned? I like both groups, and Hoshi is known for giving a huge amount of respect to BTS. He choreographs their dances and is prideful when it comes to dance, and at the time he most likely felt away. This person pointing out how 17's Hoshi praised BTS, calling them the best performers in the industry. He also admitted to watching BTS performances to learn from them. So with this situation, of course, I'd love to know your opinion as well. Do you think it's a little wild when people look into things too much, that if you didn't say something but you must have implied something else? Do you actually think that's valid? Because in some instances, okay, I feel like, okay, yeah, like obviously there's an implication there, but in other instances, unless someone straight out says something, I feel like I can't assume otherwise. So let me know. Were we too harsh on Jennie? So of course Jennie received a lot of backlash because she just stopped dead in the middle of her performance to fix her mic pack. Everyone and their mother were bringing up instances where idols dropped their mic pack and continued to dance, you know, saying these idols are professional, meanwhile implying Jennie is not. However, Twice at their most recent concert had a similar issue where 2 members stopped on stage to fix a mic pack issue. So here's the clip in question. So we see Giselle right here. She's basically asking for help for her mic pack. Nayeon is there helping her out. They both go to the side a little bit and they're still like, they're stopped there fixing the issue, right? Fans were livid about the situation because people were trashing Jennie for doing the exact same thing, saying, look at all these other artists, including Twice, also fixing their mic pack while singing and dancing. But now look, an example of an artist having to stop on stage to fix their mic pack. So then Twice started receiving a lot of backlash for this as well, claiming they're unsynchronized, that they lack stage presence. Which brings us to another story about Twice. Fans are livid with other fans for having sent not only protest checks to JYPE asking for better treatment of Twice's Mina, but also funeral wreaths. As we all know, funeral wreaths are the new trend. People used to just complain online, then they started sending protest checks, and now they're sending funeral wreaths to companies to send whatever message they want to send. And this time the message is Mina deserves more, literally more and more. Get it? Whatever. So this time they're basically citing that she only got 3 seconds of solo screen time in Twice's newest music video, and they want more support for her solo career and for her acting career. Here's what some of the trucks said. Mina only had 3 seconds of solo screen time in the new music video. Stop making comebacks that turn Mina into a background character. Division 3 must guarantee Mina's acting career. Guarantee more solo activities for the popular member Mina. No promotions for Mina, the most popular member in China. Stop the excessive favoritism towards specific members. Improve the mismatched makeup and lazy hairstyles. Oh my god. Can you imagine you're like an idol asking for like a specific makeup style? You're like, I love this. I think it suits me so well. And I love this hairstyle too. Can I have it? It suits me so well. And then fans are like, you look terrible. And it's the company's fault that you look terrible. Meanwhile, you're just sat there like, oh, I thought I looked great. But then again, they took it a step further with the funeral wreaths. Now, funeral wreaths are highly divisive. Some people think, well, no, like this is so dramatic, so it's going to send a message. While other people are like, this is so inappropriate. Like, you send these to funerals, hence the name funeral wreath. Here's what some of them say. The reason we've gathered here today is to mourn JYPE. JYPE treats a popular member like a background character and gives her minimal screen time. The Twice account managers discriminate, and the promotional distribution is seriously unfair. JYPE's favoritism is blatant and everyone knows it. Fans are not ATMs and idols are not hostages, so on and so forth. We don't need to read the rest. So this received a lot of backlash from international fans who many thought this was just so inappropriate. Like, you literally sent that to her place of work. So that's our newest addition to Today in Protest trucks and or funeral wreaths apparently as well. Let me know your thoughts. So we all remember the backlash that HYBE was receiving for seemingly excluding Manon from Katseye content. And this included their Monster High collaboration, where we not only didn't get to hear her talk about her doll, but her solo picture also wasn't released. This led to a lot of people thinking that HYBE was trying to push her out of the group. And a lot of people were even worried that this was a sign that she was going to be leaving Katseye. I digress. We all know the story by now. Fans being so upset for Manon. However, she is now the first solo picture that you see on hypebae.com. Here she is in all her glory in this beautiful water tank, but she has since taken to Weverse and TikTok to seemingly address the issue. So in a Weverse DM, she said, not going anywhere, in the studio rehearsing as I'm typing this, kisses. Here's some responses, cringing thinking about what her DMs must look like right now. God, I hate that she constantly has to do this. I wish people would stop being weird so she didn't have to say something about fan created spiraling every other month. How we went from HYBE Geffen needs to get their shit together to she is leaving, like please get a grip and stick to the plot. From there, Katseye's TikTok account posted this.
Wow. Hey people.
And the comments are interesting as well, because the people who genuinely were convinced that she was going to leave the group are now like, oh, maybe we overreacted. We were overreacting so much. What? Who came from Weverse? So of course, that's a little update to the Manon situation. Her solo pic has officially been released. So let me know your thoughts. Okay, so there's been a whole conversation surrounding IVE's, Liz, and Wonyoung. Ever since Liz got bangs, people have been comparing her to Wonyoung. Even some people confusing her for Wonyoung at times, which has led some people to think that Starship is trying to make multiple Wonyoungs. But the comparisons have only got weirder and weirder. It went from some fans thinking that they had a similar look to now some people just pitting them against each other. There was actually a viral post alleging that Liz is now quote-unquote prettier than Wonyoung now. If she had debuted with this look, she probably would have been the center. She's seriously so pretty. No signs of plastic surgery, just natural beauty. Which, needless to say, received so much backlash. And you know what? I just have to take a minute to say this. The amount of weird posts about Wonyoung recently, absolutely wild. But I digress. Here's what some fans think about the post. Whether it's Liz or Wonyoung, both are way prettier than someone like you, lol. Especially Wonyoung. She's basically at the top of 4th gen idols. No matter how much you try to bring her down, it won't work. Hey, Pangirl, even if you're jealous of Wonyoung, the public and advertisers still think she's pretty. Trying to drag down the top 4th gen female idol just makes you look pathetic. I saw this TikTok, I'm sure a lot of you have also seen it, where like POV you go to Korea and it's just all Wonyoung advertisements, circle lens, this, that, so on and so forth. Like you turn the corner, Wonyoung's there. You turn another corner, guess what? She's still there. You literally can't escape Wonyoung. Okay, well, needless to say, the comments were not very receptive to the post. But do you agree? There's been so many weird posts about Wonyoung lately. I guess maybe it's always been like that. Are Somi and aespa's Giselle fighting? This TikTok basically showing Giselle and Somi not greeting each other at a concert. Now, here's the thing though. I don't know who's who. Like, I don't know who's walking by who. Where's Somi? Where's Giselle? I couldn't tell you. I'll be really honest. But it's led to a lot of speculation surrounding their friendship. Somi has a lot of fallen out friendships. Did she? How do you know that? Is there beef between those two? Someone even alleging they weren't actual friends to begin with. I feel like a lot of these friendships are staged just to promote each other. I remember Somi invited Giselle to her talk show and TT show and something like that when she was pretty much Nugu. Wait, who was Nugu? Which one? Who was Nugu? But then there were fans defending her. Like, again, maybe this is a little parasocial. It's funny to see commenters speculating about them just because they were captured on cam for a few seconds. At the end of the day, we don't really know what happened behind the scenes. Maybe Giselle had to go somewhere and somebody was just focusing on the show. Why were they talking in the middle of a loud concert? Come on. Maybe they didn't know they were at the same concert. Let's not overthink it. My thoughts exactly, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know. Maybe they had other plans, or because Gigi is being taken by staff, why do K-pop stan microanalyze everything? Even if they're having bad blood, it's not our business. So of course we talked about this quite recently with Daniela and Manon from Katseye, because Manon seemingly deleted some posts with Daniela, and then the same thing happened with Blackpink's Jennie and Rose, where Jennie seemingly deleted a post featuring Rose. Everybody thought everybody had beef, and now it's the same for Giselle and Somi. I actually made a short about this, so let's read some comments. People care too much about idols' personal lives. Maybe they already said hi beforehand. K-pop fans often get very weird tendency to get involved in matters that do not concern them. Neither Somi or Giselle has publicly stated that they aren't friends with each other, and even if they did, it still wouldn't be our business. So idols have to force each other to say hi? Nah, that's just too much to ask for. Maybe they talked already and don't feel the need to interact again. I swear us K-pop fans can act too jobless sometimes. Oh, this comment. I honestly can't tell who is who because I don't stand them much, but they literally could have just not seen each other, or they were just rushing to wherever they're trying to go. I don't know, and nor does anyone else but the idols. But of course, as always, I'd love to know what you think. Jongho of Ateez receiving backlash for his vocals. So Jongho of Ateez covered Golden by Huntrix from K-pop Demon Hunters. Let's listen to it a bit. It's our moment. So while a lot of fans were impressed that he as a male vocalist was singing it in the original key, some people thought he didn't sound great. Some people were saying that it sounds like he's training, that it sounds like he's screaming. But then a lot of fans came to his defense. Jongho and Baekhyun being the only male idols that sang Golden in the original key tells me everything about who are the best vocalists in K-pop. Jongho is effing insane. I'm sitting on the bathroom floor right now trying to hit the same notes in Golden, and OMFG, it's impossible. Singing in this high of a key as a man and nailing every note is effing insanity. K-pop fans will never understand how impressive it is for a male to sing a song with a vocal range from D3 to A5 and eating it up too. Let me know your thoughts about that. I remember when I was younger, I won't name the second idol, but I remember I was discussing with somebody who like knew about vocals, and he was saying that Ailey had a technically beautiful voice, and then he was saying that my favorite singer didn't have good technique. I was like defending her with my life, and I didn't know anything about vocals. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, she has such an amazing voice. I can't believe you would say that about her. And just like objectively, people can say things objectively, like this technique is good or this technique is bad. We live and we learn. I guess I can't say much because, you know, I've talked a lot of shit when I was younger and was very wrong. So let's move on to Kpop Shenanigans, which are basically fun little things that have happened in K-pop recently and or quick news. There's going to be a Minhyejin K-drama ? And it's going to star Son Yejin and Jo Yuri. Yejin will play an entertainment executive risking everything to revive an idol group she personally created. So people have drawn comparisons to Minhyejin and New Jeans. Speaking of New Jeans, the guy who broke into New Jeans' dorm after they moved out and stole a couple of things needs to pay a $7,240 fine. So some netizens think that's not enough, though the judge noted since the girls weren't living in the dorm at the time. It lowered the risk of direct privacy invasion, and he was remorseful, so on and so forth. So he didn't get the 10-month prison sentence that prosecutors wanted initially. IVE went viral for having a similar hairstyle to Zoe of Huntrix from K-pop Demon Hunters. Fans think Hearts to Hearts 2 looks a lot like aespa's Karina. Momo of Twice went viral for coughing during Feel Special. Former Weekly member Jian posted this to TikTok. "You look happier. Thanks. I escaped the toxic K-pop idol industry and started to follow my dreams on my own." And then multiple HYBE employees have received suspended prison sentences because they sold some of their stocks in the company, knowing that BTS were going to enlist. This was sent by my friend Tuna. K-pop songs I think would work on the Brokeback Mountain OST. I don't know if you know this about me, but I can do this entire monologue word for word without stopping, like perfectly. I want to react to this, so I need to see which songs they think would fit with Brokeback Mountain, because I love Brokeback Mountain, and this is literally a K-pop channel, guys. When I'm telling you I can do this monologue word for word, you are too much for me, Ines. You son of a... That's my party trick, by the way. Everybody loves it. By everybody, I mean my mom. But just to show you, like, what's at stake here. Okay, High Horse by NMIX. I don't know this song, but... Moscow Mascot ONF. I have a feeling I'm not going to know these songs, but they'll be worth checking out for the sake of Brokeback Mountain. Nevertheless, Billy. Don't Say You Love Me, Jin. Oh, Starry Night by Mamamoo. Now This House and Home by Ateez. Okay. Anywhere But Home, Silgi. Will I Ever See You Again, Red Velvet. Okay. What do you think? What songs would you add to a Brokeback Mountain playlist? And then Eve, she released this like track list, and I thought it looked so cool, and I just wanted to share it. I love the graphic design. It's so beautiful. Okay, there's this TikToker that I want to react to with you guys. Primolivee. I'll link their account below as well, but it's okay. It is so funny. I'll show you the first TikTok that I came across from them, titled "Job Hater Reacts to Work From Home" by Fifth Harmony. I hope we don't get a copyright claim.
I'll be reacting to Fifth Harmony from home. Let's get straight into it.
You don't gotta go to work.
Oh my god, like the smile and everything. Stop. Okay.
This might have to be the best song I've heard in years. You don't have to go to work. These are the things we've all prayed for. If my family had the same outlook and had the same messages for me, I'd probably speak to them. I don't think I smiled this hard ever in my life.
I shared that with my friends. I was like, this is just so funny, right? Wait for it. Job Hater Reacts to Work by Ateez. Okay.
I will be reacting to by Ateez. Let's get straight into the video.
Gotta work, gotta make that money, make purchase.
Oh my god. The face. I can't.
Gotta work, so I make you purchase.
I won't stand for this. You can't start the song by saying that. I will not do that. We will never do that. No, we're gonna stay jobless. I will never do the J word. We'll never do the W word either. Because this is propaganda that they're trying to put into the youth.
Propaganda trying to put into the youth. Oh my god.
Please, man. I will be reacting to...
And then some of the comments too mentioned Ateez, but at what cost? Work is motivating me to get a job, guys. Please be careful. This is propaganda. Don't believe it, please. And this is a more recent one. Job Hater Reacts to aespa's Dirty Work. Let's see. I haven't seen this one yet.
Reacting to Dirty by aespa. Hopefully, it's not as bad as I think.
The censorship is so funny. Hopefully, it's not as bad as I think.
Let me just give it the benefit of the doubt. Don't know why they're swearing.
Real bad business, that's dirty one, yeah.
What?
The facial expressions and everything. I love this.
What?
What?
Bad business, that's dirty. You can't use that word. You're trying to make people get into business and get the J word so they can do the W word. What are you doing, aespa? I used to stand you guys. What is this?
What are you doing, aespa? Oh my god.
This is propaganda. This is employment propaganda. Sorry for using that word, the E word.
Propaganda put into the youth. So I will leave their TikTok account linked below as well. This is so funny. But yeah, I reckon that's basically it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. These are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. And as for me, I'm gonna get going. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Tell you what, we could have had a good laugh together. Real good laugh. Had us a place of our own. But you didn't want it, Ines. So what we got now is Brokeback Mountain. Everything's built on that. That's all we got, boy and all. So I hope you know that if you don't never know the rest. You count the damn few times we've seen each other in nearly 20 years and measure the short leash you keep me on. Then ask me about Mexico and tell me you'll kill me for needing something I don't hardly never get. You have no idea how bad it gets. I'm not you. I can't make it off a couple high altitude once or twice a year. You are too much for me, Enos. You son of a I wish I knew how to quit you.